What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with Astrodfs, and today I'm going to talk about the Thursday night showdown. Got a pretty interesting matchup here. It's Green Bay versus San Francisco, and if there were no injuries, this game would be really interesting. Two championship contender teams with great defenses. San Francisco having a really good rushing offense. Green Bay, just their offense in general, just a high scoring offense. But as you can see, there are so many injuries, offensively and defensively. More San Francisco defensive wise, and offensively too at that. But still a lot of injuries in total. So what's interesting here is the running back situation of Green Bay. They did have healthy running backs, but both of them are on COVID-19. Williams and Dillon. So that makes things really interesting. Aaron Jones is going to be a game time decision. And if he's out, we're left with Williams and my boy. I'm not going to say I'm high on him because I'm not. Tyler Ervin. Just look at that picture. You know, you got to love someone like that. But no, in all seriousness, I'm not even high on Tyler Ervin here. I think it's kind of crazy that you could pay $300 for a running back that might get everything. So if we're gonna go and look at players that we like for this game, there's some interesting factors going into this. San Francisco is still a really good running offense. Have yet to find the pass. They're going to be without Garoppolo this week. And you know, the season. So that being said, they're going to probably have Nick Mullins in. I can't see them not having Nick Mullins in come game time. But he's going to be the quarterback. He's just way too expensive in my opinion. $9,200 playing against a really good pass defense. He doesn't get my attention at all. Aaron Rodgers, of course he gets my attention. He's playing against a really good San Francisco defense, but they are so banged up. They're not as good as they used to be. If they were fully healthy, they'd be a top 3 defense in the league without question, but they're so banged up everywhere that this is the perfect opportunity for someone like Aaron Rodgers to expose a defense like this. Even though Aaron Rodgers did get shut down by Tampa Bay after the first quarter a couple weeks ago, so we might see a similar thing here, but it's going to be unlikely due to how ineffective San Francisco's offense is more likely going to be. So players that immediately catch my attention on the San Francisco side is Brandon Nyuk. The reason being is he's one of the most targeted receivers in the red zone in the league. You'd see his targets here, and it's pretty good base of around 6. That's what I would say his average is. Last 2 weeks he's got 18. The weeks to where Garoppolo is out and Kittle is out, which I think is only 1, maybe 2. He's one of the guys that gets targeted a lot by the 2 backup quarterbacks. At 8,600, he's still at a price I don't love, but if a receiver is going to get some points, he'd be the guy that I'd be most confident in cash. But the 86 is just really hard to get to. So every week it seems like a new running back for the 49ers, and Jerick McKinnon is back. And he's probably my favorite play on San Francisco, not for the fact of rushing yards. I mean, you can look at his rushing yards at the beginning of the season, and then, you know, ins and outs of injuries and players coming back and all that. His stats vary. The reason I like McKinnon is because he's really good for getting the catches, the short catches, the dump offs, the screens, you know, the little quick pressure passes. That's why I like him. He's at 8,000 playing against Green Bay's rush defense, which we know is not great. I think Green Bay is going to focus a lot. If I were Green Bay looking at this game script, that's what I would focus on a lot, is San Francisco's amazing rush offense. I mean, it doesn't matter who they put in there at running back. They're just going to eat. So I think if Green Bay really wants to focus on shutting down San Francisco, this is what they're going to have to do. Their defensive backs are amazing in Green Bay right now. I mean, it's it's amazing of how good they are. And it looks like they're going to be fairly healthy, so that's why I'm not really high on much San Francisco side. But those two guys definitely have my interest. We go down just a little more. Bourne, 6,200, and I mean, he had that really good week last week. We had him in our lineup, and he's had some pretty consistent games, getting around 4 or 5 targets a game. Short yardage, though. Not really a touchdown guy. Jesus. Yeah, not really a touchdown guy, so he doesn't have my interest this week as much as he did last week. But someone that will is either Jordan Reed or Dwelly. The reason being, Green Bay, really good pass defense. I keep saying it. With Kittle being out, those two guys are going to have to get some type of volume in order for San Francisco to have a chance, because Green Bay brings pressure. That's what they do. They're going to lock up San Francisco's receivers for the most part. The tight ends and the running back just have to play good. So, Dwelly at 4,800. If Reed is not good to go, 4,800 is a great price. 5,800 for Jordan Reed, still a great price too. So, both those guys have my attention, as well as Robbie Gould at 3,600. I like kickers lately in showdowns. I've cashed the last 3 times with a kicker, so been liking kickers lately. And then on the Green Bay side, I mean, I don't love Davante Adams in this matchup, but seeing as just the targets he gets, I mean, it's amazing. I don't feel like in cash games for tomorrow, although it's always dangerous to play cash for showdowns. It's hard not to have Davante Adams, because that's who Aaron Rodgers throws to, especially if the running backs are going to be banged up or having a practice squad running back on your team. Some things are going to change, so Davante Adams is definitely there. Aaron Rodgers is going to be in almost every lineup that I have, and then we're going to have to watch the news on Aaron Jones. If Aaron Jones is in, I'm not huge on him. Like I said, it's San Francisco 49ers, but at the same time, he's gonna have to get volume due to who they have at running back. So, those 3 guys, most 3 expensive players for tomorrow, all have my interest. The other few Green Bay players that have my interest is definitely Robert. The reason being is we haven't really ever seen Aaron Rodgers love a tight end. Like, it's a random occurrence to see Rodgers give some tight end love. Granted, he had the one game with 3 touchdowns, and that's what sparked everything. But yet again, San Francisco does have a good defense, even though they are banged up. Really good pass pressure too, and that creates a lot of quick throws, which is why Adams, Robert, 2 players that you want to get to. At 6,400, he's at a fairly good price. He's probably that mid price player that I'm loving. So definitely he's on my watch. I'm gonna have a good percentage of him tomorrow too as well. Packers defense, I'm okay with having Packers defense tomorrow, although I'm not gonna be in love with it. I would be okay with it. And again, just because of how good Green Bay's defense is in the past, and if they can somehow stop the dangerous San Francisco offensive line and stop the running game, Packers defense is it's okay for a 5,200 price. Mason Crosby, he was limited. That's all I've been basically seeing. I mean, you can look at his numbers. It just seems it has to be a high scoring game for him to exceed fantasy point wise. First 4 games of the season, 7+ points, and then from there just hasn't kicked a field goal in 2 weeks. He's kicked extra points, but no field goals. So it's got to be a fairly high scoring game. But 4,000, I Like I said, I'd just rather take Robbie Gould at $3,600, that $400 price difference. Probably not going to make a lot of difference, but definitely some looks there. I think a player that I didn't talk about, but I could see just getting a cheap touchdown. It's definitely the fullback here. I'm not saying to play him at all. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if you need somebody really cheap, potential for a touchdown, he's definitely your guy. $1,000, have him in a couple lineups. If he doesn't do anything, so be it. If he does, you just paid $1,000 for somebody that's going to score you 6 points. 6 times value. So really quick, I could just put that into perspective of what you can do here. We'll just put him in the flex. We can have all three, Adams, Rodgers, Jones, still in, and still have $7,900 for a captain and another flex. So that's definitely a luck, but yeah, we're gonna have to watch the running back situation. You can end up having a $200 running back in your line. We just have to see the medical news tomorrow on who's going to be in and out for Green Bay running back. So yeah, guys, that's my plays for tomorrow. That's who I like. Giving some insight, what I've seen, research I've looked up. So hope this helps. If you guys are interested, definitely go to the link in the description for astrodfs.com. The link to the Discord will also be in there, and if you follow me on Twitter, I will be giving out my player. Should be a value, low-owned player of the day. I've only missed one player so far out of 5, so I'm going to try to keep the ball rolling and see how it goes. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video.